over $10 or free before.
Yeah.
Before Obamacare. What happened? The insurance companies got greedy because they can get away with it now.
The insurance companies, yes. Look, doctors love to slam Obamacare, the ACA. All right? I've only met one doctor who said the good thing about it is that people who didn't have medical coverage now had medical coverage. In fact, I'm going to see that doctor next week. Okay? But anybody else who you talk to, the first thing they tell you is that the paperwork is voluminous. Many larger practices had to hire an extra person just to do the insurance and paperwork, because the secretaries that they had who used to keep track of appointments and call people up to remind them that they had an appointment, they don't have time for that. They're not schooled in that. Okay? So, and the doctors in many cases have to raise their rates because they have to pay for these people that they're hiring.
Well, I know one
But
thing.
I also know a lot of liberal doctors, progressives like myself, who think that Obamacare is the next best thing to, it's
You're not
manna
involved
from
in
heaven.
Obamacare. You have the benefits of a union. Obamacare doesn't mean anything too much to you at all. You're not paying what the other people have to pay.
Well, my co-pays, now that I'm on Medicare, I don't have co-pays. But if I didn't have Medicare, my co-pays would have gone up. Okay, the deductibles would have gone up.
How do you know?
What do you mean? How do I know?
The union plans are different.
It's still passed on. The unions have to pay more, so the employee pays more. Every year, my insurance always went up, and it was fine with me because I assumed that, things go up all the time.
But now, the guy downstairs from me, he was paying $1,600 per family before Obamacare came along. An employer, small company. He's doing it because he's a good guy. Now he's paying $3,600 for lesser plans. How could those expenses double the day Obamacare took over?
I can't answer you. I'm not an accountant. I'm not proficient in that, and I wouldn't even guess.
Because people are taking advantage. In Obamacare only. Listen, New York State, Obamacare works very well because New York State.
There are a lot of providers.
And New York State has always had plans for people who were in a lower price bracket that they're actually better than Obamacare. If you were making $30,000, you could have gotten great plans in New York State. There were plenty of them. Now the plans in New York State are not as good as they were before, and they cost more than before because everybody's tied into Obamacare. And what do you think of all the stuff that's going on with the news?
Well, I'm not following you. What do you mean by that?
Well, they're saying there's a good chance that there was surveillance on Trump and his people.
You can't change topics. We're talking about one thing, and then you say, "What do I think?" And you're not telling me why.
And that's why I just told you what it was. What else? I said the news is going around now.
What they said was there was absolutely no proof at all that Obama tapped or surveilled Trump. Trump still is standing by that because he says because of two words: ongoing investigation.
What did the Republican guy in charge of the Remy's or something? Rems or Remy's?
Who?
The guy in charge of the security. commission who's doing the investigations now?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Remes is his name, or Reams? Okay, I'm trying to think of his name now. He was a guy that said that they were talking about all these people that the names came out they weren't supposed to. They were all blocked out, and then somebody released them all the names.
I don't know. I can't comment on what I don't know.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No. Seriously,
Have
I really don't know.
You listened to the news?
Yeah, I watched the news today.
Where?
I've been watching CNN and MSNBC.
Okay, you didn't
the only
hear
time
anything?
The only time I watch Fox is to look at the pretty women.
You didn't see? They didn't have anything where they were interviewing the Republican because he gave news to Trump about the investigations.
That's Nunez.
Nunez. I had his name wrong. Okay. I said.
You weren't even close.
I said I never remember names. You should.
He was wrong because as a member of the Intelligence Committee, he does not report to the president. He has to go to the Democratic leader, who was Adam Schiff, okay, and discuss it with him, and then discuss it within the committee before he goes to Trump. What he said was, I felt that this was important enough that I had to take it right to the president.
And he is the head of the committee.
Who is?
Nieves, whatever his name is.
Nunez,
he's the head of the committee.
But he's not supposed to take confidential information to the president before he apprises his committee.
What has that got to do with what he told the president, which is more important?
He wasn't supposed to tell the president anything.
There was no secrets what he said. He was
not supposed to do what he did.
It was open information. It was not anything that was top secret or secret.
He circumvented the committee.
Does that change what he said?
So what point are you trying to make?
What did he say?
Don't forget, he was also one of the people in charge of the transition committee. He shouldn't have even been investigating this. He should have recused himself.
He wasn't investigating Trump.
He was investigating Trump's allegation that Obama had him wiretapped. Everybody, and the NSA and the CIA said that's bullshit.
You really don't. He was not in charge. They were investigating the Russian leaks, not that.
First, they were talking about.
This came across when they were from the investigations they were doing with the Russians and the Republicans, and their how it was related to the Republicans. But more important is, what information did he find out?
Certain people, like Flynn, who we already know, Paul Manafort, who lied. They showed a videotape of him back in just prior to the Republican convention, and he said, I never had any contact with any Russians. But he was on the payroll of...
The Ukrainian, not Russian.
Who owed everything to Putin, okay? So you mean to say...
He was illegally appointed. He was illegally voted in
He
president.
Never filled out that special form, all right? He never would have been given that position.
All right, forget about
tell me, you really you really believe that the Russians did not surveil the Democrats, that they did not I forgot his name.
Nobody's saying they didn't. Everybody knows that the Russians were involved with it.
The only decision they came to, which we already knew, is that whatever they did not impact the elections at all, which is accepted. We know that.
Yeah, we know all that. But why did they unmask all the names of who they were investigating?
Because these people swore under oath, like Sessions, okay, and Manafort and Flynn, that they never had any contact with any...
What does that got to do with unmasking? You're not allowed to unmask people. It's against the law. And you're not supposed to leak out the information.
The only thing that... No, they didn't unmask them.
Yes, they did.
What they said was these people lied under oath to Congress when they said that they never had any dealings with the Russians, period.
No.
They lied.
No, they...
Oh, okay.
Everybody has dealings with the Russians.
Just like Trump lied when he said, and I quote, "Oh, what's President Obama doing? Playing golf?" But every weekend he's out at Mar-a-Lago.
That's what it's got to do with lying.
And he's golfing.
But why is that lying?
Because he said, "I'm going to be working for you."
He does work. He works hard. He's the hardest working president yet.
Oh, please.
You know that.
I know it. No, I don't know that.
You really don't follow the news.
He only goes to Mar-a-Lago to get laid. That's about it. I really don't care. I'm so pissed off, and you have such blinders on that you don't see what the hell is going on.
You don't see.
I gave you more credit than that.
You don't see what's going on either, Mark. Why did Nueves, whatever the hell name, go to the president? Nunez. Why did he go to the president? What information did he have that he had to tell the president?
I don't know, because I wasn't in his. I wasn't walking in his shoes. I don't know.
He came out. He said it.
He said basically what they found was that
there was no.
What he said was that there was no proof positive that the Russians, that the surveillance that the Russians did on the elections had anything to do with the outcome. That's what he said.
No, he said that there's proof that Obama was tapping. But they don't call wiretapping of he was surveying. There was surveillance on Trump at the whole place there, his where he is, where he lives.
Where did you get that from?
Listen to the news.
Oh, okay. I guess I should watch Fox more often, huh?
It's not.
Or Breitbart. Maybe I should get it from Breitbart or the Inquirer.
No, it's not Inquirer. And that's what the Democrat was pissed off about. Because this has all to do with the unmasking of the names. They unmasked everybody's names who was being surveyed. It was coincidental. They put it as they called it, coincidental surveillance. It had nothing to do with the Russians or anything else. They coincidentally, while they were doing this, they also did surveillance on all the people that were working on the Trump team. Coincidentally, they did the same time.
And who coincidentally invited certain Russian officials to Cleveland to the Republican convention? Wasn't a Democrat who did that.
Was that illegal?
You don't know what was discussed.
Was it illegal?
Manafort said he never did anything of the kind. But he did. Is that illegal?
I have no idea. Nobody's proved it. Nobody discussed it. This they know is illegal. You're not allowed to unmask names.
And why is it that Trump is willing to go after everybody, but Russia gets a free pass on all
this? What is that, Mark? You're avoiding the issue.
No, I'm not.
What Trump is doing is not illegal. If he's gonna try to get along with Russia, it's fine. But if you listen to
because what you say is, as long as he doesn't know what's going on.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about people being.
What I'm talking about is Manafort having dealings with the Russians. Flynn being on the payroll of Turkey to the tune of $10 million. All right, these things were never disclosed.
Okay.
Now, if these people are
and they were both gone, they both got kicked out.
Not at that time.
Manafort was kicked out a long time ago.
not for the reasons
Yes,
that
because
you